welcome to this week's episode of the Ramblin' Runnels podcast, hosted by Jesse Runnels. This week's episode, it will be with a friend of mine, Ian. I won't say his last name to keep him, somewhat anonymous. But anyways, say hello, Ian.
Hello.
Alright, this is the first time I've done a podcast face-to-face with, like a friend. It's always been my wife or something like that. But, thanks for coming on, man.
Alright.
Alright, so,
It's great to be, I'm honored to be a guest on the Ramblin' Runnels podcast.
Alright, thanks. Appreciate that. So, let's see, So me and Ian were former co-workers at a company here in town in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It was a non-profit that refurbished electronics and recycled electronics. And we worked together for about 3 years, right? Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
Let me just kind of ask, so Ian, you grew up here in Baton Rouge?
Yeah, I grew up in Baton Rouge. Lived in New Orleans for a little while when I was a kid, and moved here after Katrina, and I pretty much just lived in Baton Rouge ever since.
And if anyone doesn't know, when Katrina happened, a lot of people were forced to move, like, other parts of the country or around the state. Like, after Katrina, Baton Rouge, like, doubled in size from the previous population and surrounding areas. Like, for instance, the metro for Baton Rouge now is 800,000. Back before 2000, when was that, 2005?
2005, yeah.
So it was probably whatever it was, like 300,000 probably was the metro back then, if that. 400,000
In Baton Rouge?
The whole area, like the suburbs and all that kind of.
No idea.
Well, I just remember, like, because I'm from a rural area just outside of Baton Rouge, and I remember traffic not being as bad back in, because I started driving in 2005, I think.
Yeah.
2005, 2004.
We probably brought all the traffic here.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, but I was just talking about the situation of how it went down. So you went to high school here? And,
yeah, I went to Baton Rouge High.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good public high school here in town. And, so what happened after you graduated high school?
I went to college for 2 semesters, so about, I guess that's a year.
Okay,
Yeah.
You went to LSU, right?
Yeah, I went to LSU, and I, discovered that nobody's making you go to class in college, and so I was just like, oh my God, I don't have to go. Oh man, I got a paper due today. Who cares? In other words, I've always kind of hated school anyway.
Yeah.
I was never bad at it, but
it sucks.
I was not prepared to go to college. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's
not at the time.
Like for me now, it's a lot easier being older and more mature, and that I'm like, it's online and it's on my schedule. So it's a lot better format.
Where do you go to, like DeVry?
I'm going to Western Governors University.
Oh.
It's got a pretty good accreditation.
Oh, somebody told me you were going to, they joke, they're like, Jesse goes to the University of Phoenix.
No, that's not true.
Yeah. It's funny though.
Yeah. I think I told Pierre that, or somebody.
I don't know.
Pierre's a coworker of ours, he is or was.
And a devout listener.
Yeah, and a devout listener. So, let's see, let's try to figure this out. Okay, so, all right, and then you went to LSU, and then what happened after LSU?
I worked. I had a few jobs that I worked after that, and then eventually I went and I spent like half a year in Alaska. I have a bunch of family up there, and I worked in the fishing industry for a while during a summer season, and working on the docks, working on boats, all that stuff.
What was let's say I mean, there's a lot of variables with that industry.
Yeah, I did not like live on a boat the whole time. I did a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, you did the fishing part?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you did the fishing part, you guys would stay out there for like a day or something, or how long would you stay out in the ocean?
Like a week.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like a week at a time.
And then how many hours were you working just straight up fishing?
Well, fishing and like pretty much anything else that you're doing with fish, you're working like 16 to 18 hours at a time. And it just depends on when you get more fish that come in. So like you could go from an 18-hour shift and get 2 hours of sleep, and then they call you back out because there's more fish.
Jeez.
Yeah.
There's no like rotating shifts.
No, there's not.
Oh.
Most boats have like 3-man crews, 5-man crews. I mean, if you have more than 5 people on one of those boats, that's a big ship.
Yeah.
Big fishing boat, anyway.
Yeah. And what were you catching?
Salmon.
In the ocean?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Reds, pinks, silvers. I forgot all the different rockfish. I think there's like we caught these ones. They're called rockfish. I just remember what they look like.
What do you do when you like? Is that one of those fish that you like don't want? A rockfish? Or do they still try to sell those?
They try and sell everything.
Oh, okay.
And that wasn't a good... That year I did that wasn't a good season anyway.
So...
The prices were really low.
Let's talk more about Alaska outside of the job. Like, I'm sure you didn't get a lot of downtime there, did you? Or did...
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a weird place. The people there they're pretty weird, not gonna lie.
And were you there during the summer?
Yeah, I was there during the summer.
So you experienced the whole...
and the end of a spring I was there too.
The whole, like, the sun not going down thing?
Yeah, I was there when the sun wouldn't go down.
Well, how'd that affect you?
People would ask me what time I thought it was. I'd be like, well, it's probably 6 o'clock p.m. They'd be like, no, dude, it's 2 in the morning.
Dang. Man, that's gonna mess with you, man.
It's not, it sucks. Alaska's the kind of place you go to on a cruise, and you go, wow, this is a really beautiful place, and then you don't live there.
I guess that's why they get the...
Unless you're living there to, like, make a bunch of money, basically.
Yeah. I mean,
it's an experience.
Yeah. You can get, well, they get that income. They have the universal basic income in Alaska.
They do, and it's based off of the
oil industry.
It's based off the oil industry in Alaska and how much it fluctuates. Like, I know a year or two ago, they just had like the biggest amount for their check, their income check.
Yeah.
That they've ever had, and it, like, everybody there got like a little bit over $3,000
a month.
It was a year. It's a yearly thing. It's not monthly.
Oh, so they get a universal Oh, so it's a yearly.
I think they call it a dividend.
Oh, so it's just once a year.
Once a year, everybody gets like at least $1,500.
Oh, wow, that's... Well, I thought it's like a monthly thing.
No, it's once a year. But I mean, the thing is, like, everybody gets it no matter what their age. So like if you're a couple and you have like 4 kids, you get that much money per kid.
Yeah.
So I mean it's helpful. It's not. It's definitely a
Here, I'll minimize this.
benefit of
Yeah.
living in Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then after your whole Alaska, you saved up a bunch of money,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I want to move back to Louisiana. Is that what you decided?
Well, I just came back because
You're from here.
I'm just from here, so I came back. I was here for like a week, and I saw job posting to work as a computer tech at the CACRC,
Oh wow.
and I saw it in the newspaper.
So I saw the culmination of you coming into this company.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah, and then you were there.
Yeah, I forced my way into that company pretty much. Kind of. I started.
You worked there for free.
I worked there for free as a volunteer. I found another job somewhere else. Came back and volunteered. Let's see and then I got hired to work in the warehouse. Then in the warehouse of this company, sort electronics, and then I was like, I had enough of this, and I asked to be the like a tech of some sorts. And then
No. What happened was a dude got fired.
Yeah.
And our supervisor came back and told us about the firing, and Jesse just goes, "Can I have his job?"
Oh yeah, yeah, just straight up ass.
Just in front of everybody laughed, and she was like, let's talk about that. So that was a
Yeah, it was
funny
a
story.
I don't want to get into it, because it was a kind of a painful experience for me, honestly, working there.
It's might have to edit that part out.
I don't care.
Oh God, we got to edit me talking about editing it out.
Oh,
No. Well, whatever. However you want to do it.
I'll try to find it back in there. It's just that, I don't want to get into it, but so we worked together there for about 3.5 years. We known each other, and we sat there and talked for pretty much the whole time we worked. Well, no, it was about, what, two and some change. We sat in a room.
Oh, in the tech room?
Yeah.
Oh, it was at least 2 years.
Yeah.
I would have figured it was 3, but
I was always kind of around. I don't know.
we were me and Jesse have trolled the hell out of each other on many occasions.
Yeah, we riff and make fun of each other and stuff. It's a good time.
You're talking to me all wrong.
Yeah, we do the impersonations of Christopher Walken and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We probably
stuff,
talked about. We probably like
and the Borat
talked
stuff.
like Borat. We talked like Borat for like
Yeah,
months.
yeah, it's pretty good. It was
Oh,
fun.
and then you started watching The Sopranos.
Did I started watching The Sopranos there? Was that when that happened?
You started watching The Sopranos, and then every day you're like, "Hey, what are you talking about? This guy, fucking warranty on your kneecaps is about to expire."
Man, there's some brutal scenes in that show, man.
It's a great show.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's sad that the guy didn't take care of himself.
James Gandolfini.
Yeah, he must have ate terrible food or something.
Well, all those times he was eating and smoking and drinking on camera, like he was actually drinking and eating and smoking.
Oh wow, jeez, rough. And in that he was working like 12, 14, 15-hour days on that show. From what I hear, because
I think they
I've heard a podcast with another actor, the guy that plays Bobby
Bacala.
Bobby Bacala.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby. He talks about he talked about what James went through on the show and stuff like that. Because he can't talk about it anymore, obviously.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, James. So here in Baton Rouge, we won the national championship for college football.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Like Coach O. My brother-in-law will enjoy that there because he's all about college football, but he's a Mizzou Tiger fan.
Oh,
the annexed SEC team that we got.
That's the one everybody forgets about, honestly.
Yeah, everybody forgets.
Like, oh yeah, they are in the SEC.
Yeah.
About that.
And I remember Mizzou came down here one time to play, and he came down here to watch the game. That was pretty fun. I didn't get to go in the stadium, but whatever. I didn't really care either. I went and drank and hung out at Barcadia.
Yeah,
I think. But it was I don't know, it was kind of cool to tailgate and hang out with Mizzou fans, even though I'm not a Mizzou fan.
I always have more fun tailgating with the fans from the other team, because you can just at the tailgate just be talking shit the whole time.
So you tailgated with Alabama fans?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was great.
Oh,
playing beer pong against Bama fans and making Bama fan jokes what do the Bama fans say after sex? Get off me, Daddy, you're crushing my cigarettes.
Yeah, what's the name of that stadium in Tuscaloosa?
Bryant-Denny?
Yeah, so the Denny name hasn't changed in 300 years. There's been the same name because it's all family members just keeping it pure,
keeping it in the family.
yeah. And then the population of the stadium is 3 family names because.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Their entire fan base is just 3 families. Yeah. Millions of fans. No, but yeah, if you're tailgating with fans of the other team, you get to just just riff jokes like that the whole time. It's hilarious.
Did you hear about that story? And I don't know, this is very sad, but I'll say it. In Ponchatoula, there was a bar somewhere, and an Alabama and LSU fan got into it, and, somebody passed away.
What does that mean?
That's how mad they were about the game, I guess.
They just had a heart attack over
No, they got in a fight, and somebody...
Did somebody murder somebody else?
Yeah, over the game, yeah. It's ridiculous.
Oh, well... I didn't hear about that, but...
Oh, my bad, man. I brought you down. My bad. So you got the bad news.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was 2013, Auburn beat Alabama, the kick 6. We returned the field goal for a touchdown with 1 second left.
Oh, wow.
And Auburn did. And from what I remember, there was a story about 2 Bama fans in a trailer park, and one of them shot the other one because they weren't upset enough about the loss. I don't think you understand how serious this is.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's hard for me to wrap my head around. I'm going to move on from that, try to act like I didn't hear that. Yeah, that's horrible.
I don't think anybody died, but it was 2 women,
Oh, jeez.
And one of them shot the other one.
Gosh. Man, that's crazy. But what about this Joe Burrow guy, man? Let's talk about Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, he's the greatest college football player of all time.
I mean, as far as quarterbacks, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, people will argue
the positions,
and the people want to say Herschel Walker or who
what
else?
Position did he play? Running back?
He's a running back.
Yeah.
People want to say that guys like that, you can't compare quarterbacks to running backs to cornerbacks and all that, but they wouldn't have had the greatest season of all time without Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Yeah, he got them. He was pretty good with the passes. and it's like, it's real fast paced too. He didn't need like you get in the pocket. Some guys wait about 5-10 seconds. He gets in the pocket for about 3 or 4. He sees the pass before it happens.
He
anticipates it.
He makes the reads. He's like what makes him the best is the intelligence, his like mental awareness during a play. Like he can check down and he can go through 3 or 4 receivers to find the open guy in 4 or 5 seconds.
And they didn't lose a game.
No, they did not.
They didn't lose one game.
Nope. They
made that.
The closest one was the Bama game, and it really wasn't close. It just the score tightened up at the very end. That was a great game, though.
And Saban went home and cried.
Hopefully he cried right there on TV. I don't remember.
And then he's like, how'd I lose to a frog?
A frog.
You know, because Coach O sounds like a toad or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. I did like how I watched after that game. I watched for the rest of the year, and I noticed like SEC championship, the playoff game against Oklahoma, and even the national championship. The team never gave Coach O a Gatorade bath, even after they won the championship. Mm-hmm. But the only time they did it was at the Bama game. Because I mean that was the national championship.
Yeah.
Was that game?
Did he get mad?
No.
I wonder if he had mad. He's like, because he's like a bigger guy. I'm like, he's like, gets so mad. He's like, you mother.
No, dude, I imagine he got hyped off of that, dude. That's awesome. You got to get the Gatorade bath.
Yeah, that's true.
That's part of winning the game.
Yeah. Yeah, they won, and then how many yards he threw for? What, 5,600 yards?
Joe Burrow?
Yeah, for the season.
Honestly, I don't even. What I remember, I
think it was something like that.
He finished with like 60 touchdowns or 62 touchdowns, somewhere in there. It was the most touchdowns thrown by a quarterback in a season. He finished with the. I don't know if it was the most yardage. I know it was over 55.
So yeah, something like that. Yeah. I mean, it was close to. And he only had like a season and a half of experience.
He played the whole season last year.
Oh, okay.
In 2018, but they just didn't have the same offense because they were running like an entirely different playbook. Yeah, the Saints. I definitely think the Saints should like trade away half their team for Joe Burrow
to try to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And then, because that would be great tutelage to have
Drew Brees and Joe Burrow on the same team.
Yeah. To watch him because like, I mean, if Drew was able to be like, all right, I'll be back up. Or whatever, Burrow's back up, and I don't know, teach him or something, and be like, but like Teddy showed enough. Like Teddy's going somewhere else. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I mean, it's gonna happen because he won those games during the season while he wasn't playing, Drew Brees. So I mean,
the Saints were also this past season. The Saints were extremely like mediocre. They were lazy, and there were a ton of games that they were losing or going to lose or should have lost that they just like barely pulled it out to win. The whole year I was saying like, this lazy ass team, if they get into the playoffs, they're going to lose their game.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
And those 5 games where they played with Teddy Bridgewater and they were actually winning those games, I think it was because the rest of the team knew that they had to step up their game.
Yeah.
Like they were like, this is a dangerous situation. We got to step up our game and play. We got to play for Teddy.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't watch a lot of Saints games, to be honest with you. But I've heard, I've followed enough and heard what people said, and like I'd go on ESPN and look up the stuff.
But then, Breeze comes back and they're just like, we can just like slack off again. Drew Brees, whatever. And then, they lose. They lost to the Falcons. That was a joke of a game.
Yeah. That was a regular season game?
Yeah, that was the same weekend that LSU beat Alabama. And
yes.
I think you can make it an argument that there was a lot of Saints players that were out drinking the night before their Falcons game.
Oh, because of
celebrating the LSU win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, earlier before that game, Sean Payton I think he got engaged.
Oh, yeah. I heard, didn't you say something about... yeah, you were saying something about
He got engaged right before that game. I don't think he got married. It could have been married, but I think it was engaged. And, the whole team, their minds were elsewhere.
Yeah.
And they got trolled by the Falcons.
Yeah, Matt Ryan chokes him. He has the game won and chokes to Tom Brady's like... All right.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's... he's... like the past version... Nobody wants to say it of Joe Burrow, almost. He's...
I like Tom Brady.
He's a good player.
A lot of people don't...
I have problems with Tom... The reason why I don't like Tom Brady because I'm a Saints fan. I'm going to say it. He's a good player. He's...
The Patriots...
The Patriots... the thing is that they think they cheat or whatever. I don't know.
Well, like every team cheats.
Yeah.
The Patriots cheat.
They're just so dumb with it.
The Saints had the bounty gate.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the Houston Astros just got caught cheating to win the World Series a few years ago.
Oh,
did you hear about that whole thing?
Yeah, I didn't read into it, but it was something about hand signals or something.
Well, every team has their own thing that they do to get an advantage that's outside of the rules.
Yeah.
I don't really care,
Yeah.
Tom Brady, that's the whole problem. Like, Tom Brady's never... The Saints have never suffered because of Tom Brady. I always wanted the Saints to play Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which is what's so messed up about last year with that interference call.
Yeah, that would have happened.
Because they would have played the Patriots. Finally.
Yeah. And that would have been the true test.
Yes.
The true test, yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I think, honestly, if Joe Burrow goes to the Bengals... I'm going to get a Bengals Joe Burrow jersey.
Oh, really?
I'd get I want to find that Joe Burrow LSU jersey. I'd get that. Because, goodness. This guy's getting a mural in town. Not everybody gets a mural around here.
He'll get a statue. I think he'll get a statue.
Yeah, like Pete Maravich gets a mural. Shaq gets a statue.
Yeah.
All these people are, great athletes.
They have a statue of Billy Cannon outside of Tiger Stadium, I think.
Yeah, and there's somebody else. Bob Pettit has a statue too outside of the PMAC.
Whenever
he played for LSU years ago.
Whenever the LSU team went to the White House.
Did they pull that same move they did on Clemson the year before with the food?
No.
They gave them good food?
Not that I know of. Well, I don't...
You don't really know?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
From what I heard about the food thing, I've heard a lot of the times when those teams go, like, they don't get fed anyway.
Oh.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't...
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Exactly. I don't know what they got fed or not got fed. And they showed up, and I think it was the LSU president, the current LSU president of the university, was like introducing something to the team, and they're all there. And he called Joe Burrow the most decorated college football player of all time.
Okay.
He's like, because of all the awards that he won.
Oh, wow.
I was like, dude, like he actually is.
Yeah.
He actually is the most. He won all like the Walter Camp, I want to say, the Maxwell Award, Heisman Trophy, AP Player of the Year.
He's a good student too.
Yeah, and he got his master's. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, if this doesn't work out,
Quarterbacks.
he's all right. I mean, it looks like it's probably gonna work out for him, but yeah.
Quarterbacks like him don't come around very often, and any team in the NFL should recognize that that's the kind of guy you trade away like a third of your team to secure that dude for like the next 20 years.
Yeah, and I think he's going number one. They gotta, whoever's trying to get to number one better try to get it.
Like Teddy Bridgewater, Taysom Hill, those are temporary fix kind of guys. Like,
yeah,
you're not going to get a Drew Brees career out of. Like, how old is Teddy Bridgewater anyway?
he's probably. How old are you?
26.
So he's probably. I think he's around your age. But I'm just pulling up the draft order for the NFL. So the Bengals have number one. Redskins are number two. Let's see if the Saints are any.
Saints are number 26.
Oh wow, you know already? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this year it's gonna be next season it's gonna be the Las Vegas Raiders.
I think they're going to go to the AFC Championship.
Las Vegas?
Raiders.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Because that's what, that's one of those things that got uncovered basically after the Saints-Rams game. Is that
anytime a team moves to another city?
anytime a team basically like in the last 20 to 30 years, every time a team has either like majorly renovated their stadium or built an entirely new stadium, that team just so happened to at least make it to the championship round of the playoffs. AFC, NFC.
Yeah. So, and that's a conspiracy theory, folks.
It sure is, but so's the play, the no call against the Saints.
Yeah, there's a lot of ambiguity there.
I mean, anybody who watches that, who wants to argue that was not a rigged call, I think you're being.
You're just not a fan.
No, you're practicing some cognitive dissonance there.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, the guy just so. Let's break down this play. Let me try to remember it. All right. So, Rams, Saints. What was this? Last year's playoffs?
Yeah, 2018.
2018 playoffs. And the guy goes up for the catch. Who was it? Michael Thomas?
I think it was his name was Smith, I want to say.
Oh, it was somebody else. All right. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It was like a third string.
Yeah,
receiver,
whoever it was going up for the catch, he probably would have caught it.
Yeah.
But he was probably in the act of jumping, right?
I don't think he just was running and looking back at the ball.
And then
And then the dude just
the ball was coming.
The dude just straight up tackled him. They just hit him out of he just hit him.
Yeah, you can't. You can only tackle when the person has the ball, right?
But he didn't even look back for the ball, and then after the fact, he said, "I knew it was going to be a flag. I was just doing it so that he wouldn't get the first down because that would have made us I'm trying to not lose the game. I knew it was going to be a foul. That's why I did it." Yeah, he admitted to it.
Yeah,
but they didn't call it anyway.
Jeez.
Anyway, the Rams have their nice new stadium in Los Angeles that they get to share with the Chargers, and I'm pretty sure the stadium that they built, it's over $1 billion that they spent to build that stadium. I kind of doubt that they spent the same amount that the Las Vegas Raiders have spent the same amount of money, but they had to have built their own stadium in Vegas.
You have to.
Like,
That's how the NFL rolls.
And they have Gruden. Is it John Gruden?
Yeah, I think so.
John Gruden's their coach. He's a Super Bowl winning coach.
With the Bucks.
Yeah, he won with the Bucks.
Buccaneers.
I don't like their colors.
What is it like?
It's like orange and like brown.
But it's like a weird brown.
It's like a kind of gold brown. It's like when you see a gold car, like gold cars, they're not actually gold.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is.
Saints, kind of gold, but brown.
Yeah, it's like more brown than the Saints one.
Yeah.
But I like the mascot though, Buccaneers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've never been to that stadium. I could have while I was living in Florida, but I didn't. Oh well.
But I think there's a lot of hype around John Gruden and the Raiders, and they got better this past season, I want to say. And now that they got their new stadium, I don't think it's going to be long before they're going to make the playoffs. But as far as like at least getting to the championship round, I think they'll get there. And if not in 2020, then in 2021 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Vikings just got their new stadium, and then the Minneapolis Miracle happened with the Saints. The Saints Vikings from 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The guy missed the tackle, right?
The guy missed the tackle.
Yeah.
Yep. I wonder. It's just like Cam Newton not falling on the ball in the Super Bowl. What amount of money makes Cam Newton not jump on a fumble in a Super Bowl?
Yeah. But, I mean, if you watch the press conference after the game, he wasn't happy about it, and he was all butthurt, and had those conversations with the reporters, and he was all, like, upset.
Yeah, well.
I think there's something wrong with that dude. Because, here's some evidence and why I'm saying that. Like, okay. So, they found out that Aaron Hernandez, I mean, granted, he was a criminal and murdered people.
Well, they just found he was just hanging out, dude.
Who?
Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, yeah, he was hanging out.
They found him
just like Epstein.
They found him in the cell. He was just hanging out.
Yeah. Epstein was hanging out, too. Yeah. But, damn, dude. But, who else was I going to say? No, about Cam Newton. I mean,
yeah.
With the CTE, I'm saying they found out Aaron Hernandez had CTE severe, and his brain was like he was on like almost Alzheimer's. Like he wouldn't have lived longer, anyways.
That doesn't sound like. That almost sounds like the plot from like a Law and Order episode.
Yeah, but it's true though. They found they went and did.
But is somebody trying to argue that he murdered people because he had CTE?
No, okay. They're not arguing that.
Yeah.
They're not arguing that. I'm just saying that he was just... Who knows? Yeah. But the reason why I'm saying this about Cam Newton, like he drives from the stadium and flips his car or something. Okay. That's not healthy behavior, you know? I'm just saying that's... I've read a story about that with Cam Newton.
Oh, that he could be a little off?
Yeah, that's a little off, if you ask me, driving out of stadium a block and you flipped a car or something. Or...
Well, you know, he's a weird guy.
Yeah.
He wears,
Oh, yeah, he does all the weird fashion and stuff, but I'm just saying that...
Yeah.
Like, Junior Seau was doing all kind of weird stuff, like driving off cliffs and...
Who's that?
Junior Seau he was like a defensive player, I want to say for the Chargers a long time ago.
Oh, okay. And
they found out he had CT, and I think he killed himself or something.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that's got to be like, I mean, I know I'm like arguing this whole CT thing, I'll stop, but it's out there.
What is that? Is that the thing? Is that basically what they get from the concussions? Is that what
it's something that like starts if you get too many like head injuries, something in your brain starts eating itself or something. I forgot.
Damn.
Something like that. And I get kind of worried because I've taken a bat to the head one time.
I'm sure you'd.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
What were the
But
circumstances of you getting a bat to the head though?
It wasn't that bad. Like my cousin swung and it hit me, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Oh, okay. So you weren't breaking into someone's home.
No. This was when I was a kid, man. Yeah, it does sound kind of crazy. Yeah. So, what about the Pelicans? Have you been following them at all, or no?
Not since I was trolling you back in the day about how Anthony Davis was going to leave y'all for
you're right,
the
man.
Lakers. I was like, Jesse, Anthony's going to leave you. You're like, no, he's not, man. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I just didn't want to accept it at the time. To be honest with you, somebody got mad at me because I wore an AD jersey to the game, but whatever.
Why would they get mad about that? Oh, because he's gone.
Yeah, somebody bought tickets for me.
You did it after the fact.
Somebody I know bought tickets for me to the game, and I sat down and I had AD's jersey on, and they're like, "Is that an AD jersey?" I'm like, "Yeah, doesn't matter." You know? And then he didn't say anything after that. But no, like, this Zion kid might be pretty good, though.
I've heard that name.
Zion Williamson played for Duke, and then he got drafted by the Pelicans with the #1 pick. He was like, Zion's kind of like a similar situation with Joe Burrow.
Wait, Anthony Davis left the Pelicans, and then the Pelicans got so bad that they had the #1 pick? Is that what you're saying?
They already were losing as AD was playing there.
Oh, so they just sucked so bad that they had the #1 pick?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, man. So the Pelicans are the Bengals of the NBA?
I guess, yeah, if you want to say that. But we're playing...
A good player like Zion Williamson,
yeah.
A good player like that makes a lot bigger difference in basketball.
Plus, we didn't get him the whole season. He had like a knee injury, and he came back midway through. But I mean, he's been pretty good. So we'll see how the season progresses. If they don't make the playoffs, I won't be like. I'll be like whatever, because it's his first season. He's a rookie, and I mean they're playing good basketball. But he's I went to one of those games, and man, he's got some athleticism. I watched the guy. They can get off the ground, man. It's crazy. But anyways, yeah, he's gonna be good down there in New Orleans. Hopefully, he likes New Orleans. I see Anthony Davis is having a lot of success out there in the LA town, and what do you think about that? Players leaving teams and going all across. I mean, it doesn't. This is sports in general. Like, how would you feel if? All right, when did Drew Brees come here?
2006.
Let's say the Drew Brees was very unsuccessful for 5-6 years.
Okay.
And then he leaves and goes. I mean, it's kind of apples and oranges with the NFL because of the positions and all that kind of stuff.
Because he needs an offensive line wherever he goes.
Yeah, but let's say he's like, this team sucks. I'm gonna go somewhere else, and then he has success somewhere else.
Okay.
How would you feel about that? It's just a hypothetical.
In most circumstances, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing for them to be able to go to whatever team that they can to actually win a game, because not all team owners and coaches and general managers are capable of winning a championship.
Yeah.
And so if you're a player that is, and you know you are,
Yeah.
why are you going to continue to play for managers and coaches that you know are not capable of utilizing you as a player?
Yeah. So, like, LeBron leaving Cleveland and going to the Heat.
Yeah, and he went to the Heat and they won.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he went back to Cleveland and they won there, you could almost kind of argue, well, why didn't he just stay and do it again?
Yeah. I think he left Cleveland this time to go to L.A.
Like, I think
he wanted to be in L.A. because it's a business thing.
Once you've had the success, though, like he went to Miami and he won, and then he went back to Cleveland and he won. It's like, at that point, I would always kind of argue the opposite for him. Like, dude, maybe you're just being an asshole. It's kind of like if Tom Brady left the Patriots right now to go play for the Chargers or whoever they're talking about.
Yeah.
That he could go. It's like, really? You're going to end the greatest quarterback career of all time playing for the Chargers? Like, you're Tom Brady. It's the New England Patriots. Don't be an asshole.
Or, like, Michael Jordan, like, winning the 5th. All right, now here's an example.
But Anthony Davis, though, I get that. Like,
yeah,
I get that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because the general manager failed him.
Yeah,
and then the lady, Tom Benson's wife, fired that general manager
because of losing Anthony Davis.
Well, and he made a bad trade. Like, this guy Nikolai Mirotic was a great player. He shot threes. He did all this kind of stuff. He got traded to Milwaukee. Milwaukee has him on the bench for whatever reason in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then, after the season's over with, he goes and signs for a team in Barcelona or somewhere. Because he's like, I've had it with these teams. They keep moving me around and all this stuff.
That's cool.
But, but Dell Demps was a horrible general manager. He traded away Chris Paul. Like,
I remember Chris Paul.
But Chris Paul, like, they had the...
That's when they were the Hornets, though.
Yeah, that's when... But it was the same organization, just changed names. But, Dell Demps he was there, he traded away Chris Paul. He's traded away all these good players. Like, you have to be able to build a team around one good player or two good players if you can get them. Like, that's the only reason guys would stay. AD would have stayed, I think. I don't know if he would have stayed and played with Zion, but who knows. But this team I like this team right now, and I like them, so I'm gonna keep watching them. But I think Dell Demps fired AD. That's all backwards. Dell Demps traded away Mirotic. The lady's like, all right, you're an idiot. Get out of here. And then brought in the same general manager who was David Griffin, who was the general manager during the time when LeBron was there. And then became the general manager, and he's doing a good job right now. Like, he's able to get good players, and he was like, let me see. He tried to get AD to see if he would stay for a second, and AD probably said no. And then, but here's the thing though, AD didn't have to be traded. He had a year on his contract, so he could have been like, look, we're not trading you away until you can. But see, they would have lost assets. They could have used AD as an asset to kill players and all that.
Trade him.
Yeah, just trade him. So.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be here.
Yeah. But they could have been like, look, you're playing next season. That's the kind of thing I'd like to see in the league. People being like, look.
Well, then they'll just half-ass their...
Yeah.
They'll just half-ass the season.
Yeah, that's true.
They're wasting everybody's time doing that.
Yeah. That's true. You got a good point there, but... Yeah, I mean, I think that would have been a great combo. But Zion doesn't really play like LeBron. LeBron's like kind of like a passer and all that kind of stuff. But he was like, quit talking about basketball.
Yeah, you've reached the extent of my basketball observation.
So I don't know. I think that's about all we got here. What do you got any other stuff you'd like to talk about, Ian? You got anything you're thinking?
These nuts.
Oh, so that was a joke. There was an employee we worked with.
DJ Loveball.
Yeah, his name's well, I won't say his name, but he went by the alias
Leroy.
Yeah, so that was his first name, Leroy, and the Leroy Jenkins thing is like the World of Warcraft guy saying that on mics and going into whatever, and he's like, and all the people he's playing with, why'd you do that? And he's like, he just went in there and did. Yeah, but anyways, this guy was how would you describe Leroy, Ian?
He was the Jar Jar Binks of the CACRC.
So like pretty irrelevant? Is that what you're trying to say? Would that be the adjective you use?
Jar Jar Binks was in every scene. Jar Jar Binks set the tone of the movie. For better or worse.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess if this was medieval times, he would be the jester. No?
Maybe like the cook, but like you'd be laughing more at him than the actual jester.
Oh yeah, the jester had to make the king laugh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if he didn't, they would like kill him or something.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You have to be good at entertainment.
You've been watching too much Game of Thrones.
Yeah, something like that. Well, they didn't have jesters in Game of...
I didn't watch the 8th season, by the way.
Oh, the last one?
Yeah, I did not watch it.
I don't think they had them. But anyways, yeah, this guy he was a weird one. He would just try to, like, he would come in and be like, try to make jokes and try to fit in with us, and people, like, he kind of rubbed people the wrong way, and people were trying to get away from him as much as possible around the whole...
Everybody misses Leroy, man. Jesse's the only one to be like, can you just leave? Can you leave?
Yeah. Yeah. He kind of got on my nerves, to be honest. But we did, I don't know, we were kind of mean to him, but he laughed it off, though, so that's good. But, yeah, he was an interesting character. He would, he was said, an African American.
I always said that he would be he would always be the best guest for the Ramblin' Runnels podcast.
Oh, man. I don't know, man. You can't even talk to that guy. Like, It
would be a great interview, dude.
Oh, man. How would I even... I'd have to sit down and be like, look, dude, you just gotta answer my questions. Like, and then... I don't know how that would go. That guy's all over the place, man.
I see that lady driving down the street trying to break into people's cars, and I drive the truck, I see it, and I go, bah!
Yeah, he drove down the street. He was our truck driver. He drove one of our smaller trucks, and he would go around the state or around the areas and pick up electronics, like wires and stuff, and bring them back to our warehouse and like all the electronics.
Well,
he came back to the Baton Rouge from wherever he came from, and he seen some lady pulling on door handles.
He trying to break into people's cars outside of our building,
and he pulled the vigilante move of he thought he was the cops and just sideswiped a lady. I guess she was all right.
Well,
she got up and ran off, but
that
was his street justice.
When he got close to her, he told us he just kind of turned the wheel over to face her real quick and straightened the car back out, and everybody back there just heard a collision of some kind, and they all came running out there, and all they saw was just a pair of shoes.
Yeah,
like the lady just disappeared.
Yeah,
she might have never been there for all we know. That could have just been a made-up story.
Yeah.
It's funny, though.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? But... Well, anyways, let's see. I think that's about it, Ian. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to talk about.
Yeah, usually...
we've been going about almost an hour.
Yeah, usually we would talk about, like, I personally think Disney sucks and Star Wars is terrible.
Oh, yeah, we could talk about that. So, yeah, this trilogy of movies hasn't done very well. Walt Disney would be, like, if it was true that they cremated his head somewhere, or not cremated, cryogenically froze his head, and they could bring him back somehow. Like, it would be on the metal spindle, and it would just go spinning all around. Like, he would just be losing his mind. He'd be like, I didn't create this. Like, like he would be upset about it, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't like him.
I think he would just be proud of all the money that's been made.
Maybe so, but the creativity and what's gone, like these movies, like, so J.J. Abrams just tried to recreate a similar film, like he pretty much said in interviews, to what George Lucas originally did in Episode 4, A New Hope.
Yeah.
So, Episode 4, A New Hope, this was Episode 7, right?
Yeah,
so Episode 7 was those movies. And it was basically the same plot from Episode 4. But just different characters. I mean, yes, a little bit different plot, but good guys against bad guys all over again.
Well, I never understood why Princess Leia was still leading a rebellion, like 30 years after they defeated the Empire.
Yeah, well, like, they didn't explain the culmination of this new empire, new order, or whatever.
They did not explain the political situation of the Star Wars universe 30 years later.
Right, that's true.
They just said, it's time to blow up the Death Star again!
Yeah. And people give a lot of crap to the first 3 movies, saying they weren't as good as the other ones.
What, the prequels?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on record here.
Episode 1, 2, and 3.
I'm gonna go on record here as a massive prequels fan.
Oh, yeah.
I know that is a very controversial statement. I'm aware of the faults in those movies. They're still awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good. Episode 2 kind of got on me a little bit because Anakin's being like all angsty and...
Yeah, it's not a good decision to have Anakin be whiny and everything.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
But it's still, I still like the movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Plus, for the prequels as well as the originals, John Williams still wrote a full soundtrack for those movies. Like the stuff he wrote for the Disney ones is kind of generic. The music.
So John Williams, he wrote the music back in the day too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay. So, and then here's the what was I gonna? So like Ewan McGregor is the guy that made those movies go along. All three of those movies.
Ewan McGregor, and I would also argue
maybe Samuel Jackson.
Kind of. He wasn't bad. They just they didn't use that character as much as they could have.
They didn't use him a lot, and then I guess like Yoda.
I would say it was Ewan McGregor and the guy who played Palpatine. Palpatine is a great character.
Oh, that guy's been used for a long time, though.
Yeah.
They used the same actor from the previous...
From Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. And then... You didn't see the last one, did you?
No, I know they drug him back from the grave, which I think is a horrible decision.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I didn't watch that movie. I also did not watch The Last Jedi.
They tried to end it, man. Like,
just Star Wars Episode 9 ended already.
Yeah, they just tried to end it. And
Star Wars Episode 9, I'm calling it.
It was a better movie than the one before it. I'll say that. But that's not hard to do. It's not hard to do at all. But yes, and I don't know. I kind of like that Rey girl. But that's my opinion.
I don't hate Rey. I just didn't care. I thought, I like Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
Mark Hamill's still alive. Like, what? Why do we have to have new characters? I didn't get it. Obviously, kids aren't buying a bunch of Rey action figures.
Yeah, and then Mark Hamill goes on TV and he says, "This isn't my Luke Skywalker."
Yeah,
that was interesting.
Yeah,
that
was pretty cool. Good for him.
Yeah,
because he signed on to do the new trilogy before George Lucas sold. The whole thing to Disney.
Oh, okay.
Like, he was ready to make those movies or make more movies as an old Luke.
Yeah, he was. And then like Harrison.
I think Harrison Ford. I think
he did the right idea. He's like, yeah, this is no good. Get me out of here.
No. The whole Disney trilogy sucked because of Harrison Ford, because he straight up told them from the beginning, like, I want to die in this movie. I don't want to be in this trilogy. I hate Star Wars. And so they killed him to oblige him. And you kind of need Han Solo if you want to have good movies.
Yeah.
So, the only time the Disney movies were alright was when Han Solo was still alive.
Yeah.
They didn't even have a scene with old Han and old Luke where Han's like, "May the Force be with you, kid." Like,
Yeah.
How do you miss doing that? How do you miss out on doing that? That's really dumb writing.
Yeah. Alright, Ian, I think I'm going to call it. It's been an hour, but hey, I appreciate you having the courage to do this, because I think I tried having some other people come on. They're like, "Oh, do it," and then they'll back out. But I won't say any names, but
all right.
They might know who they are. But here they are.
You have been called out.
But anyways, thanks for coming on to the Ramblin' Reynolds podcast, Ian. Folks who listen to this podcast, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. On Facebook, it's just simply Jesse Runnels. On Instagram, you can find me at jesse.runnels. On Twitter, it's Jesse_Runnels. You can email me at ramblinrunnels@gmail.com. And you can find the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher,
And these nuts.
Yeah, well, that's not a place. And podbean.com. So, thanks for listening.